everyone. It is 5:30, so we are going to get started. Thank you so much for joining us for today's Spring into Health event. My name is Haven Spanier, and I'm the Senior Director of Programming for the U of SC Alumni Association. And I have the pleasure of introducing our host to you all today. Before we get started, just a couple of housekeeping reminders. If you all have any questions throughout the event or after the event today, you can type those into the chat or the Q&A. Sarah wants to hear your questions. So across the bottom of your screen, if you aren't familiar with Zoom, there's a toolbar, should have a chat button and a Q&A button. Either one of those works for your questions, and we'll get to as many of those as we can today. I also want to thank Prisma Health for making this event possible. And it's my pleasure to get to introduce our host. Some of you all may have taken one of Sarah's yoga classes with us before. She's so kindly hosted 2 of those for us. And today she'll be leading our meditation and breathwork session. So I'll introduce her and then hand it over to her. As a yoga instructor, breathwork guide, embodiment coach, and Reiki healer, Sarah Lane empowers humans to heal themselves through the power of breath and movement so they can live with purpose, intention, and love. With 11 years yoga experience and 3 years breathwork experience, Sarah embodies the mind-body-soul connection while empowering you to find your own guidance through connecting with your body's wisdom and higher power. While teaching yoga, Sarah deepened her passion for pranayama, which is a yoga breathing technique, which later inspired her journey to practice other transformational breathwork techniques. She now facilitates breathwork journeys via private sessions and group workshops like this one that inspire, heal, and breathe new life into all who experience them. Sarah also coaches women around the world on how to embody their feminine energy to experience more self-love, confidence, and pleasure. Sarah resides in North County, San Diego, where she enjoys dancing on the beach, hiking in nature. You can connect with Sarah on Instagram at im.sarahlane and learn more about her offerings at sarahlane.coach. So I will enter that information for you all into the chat so you can find it, as well as a little treat that Sarah has sent over to you all, some free guides that you guys can use after this. But thank you so much, Sarah, for joining us today. I know we're all really excited for this session.
Thank you, Haven, for the warm welcome. And thank you to the University of South Carolina, my incredible alma mater, which I'm so grateful to have been a part of that community. And I'm just grateful to be here with so many new people. I can't see your face, but I can feel you. And there's also some loved ones, some friends and family here as well. So thank you all for being here and for trusting me as your guide in this meditation and breathwork experience. So we are going to be breathing in a way. It's called the conscious connected breathing technique. It's a 3-part breath. And just know that if it's your first time breathing, you are in good hands, and you can absolutely self-pace and take it slow today if it's your first time. So we practice breath work for so many different reasons. There's a lot of physical health benefits, such as improving immunity, helping strengthen your digestion, your nervous, your respiratory and endocrine systems. So really just getting all the systems of your body back into homeostasis and health. So breath work is also really incredible for helping you release any stuck tension in the body. So our bodies are like these beautiful libraries of everything we've ever experienced, memories, everything that we have ever felt. I truly believe that the body is like our subconscious mind. So when we breathe in this way, we allow some of that stuck energy or emotion to come forward so that it can be released. And we'll be breathing in a way that allows us to open up a dialogue with the healing intelligence of our bodies. Science is even showing us now that the connection between our mind and body is So much so, it's not even a connection. They're one and the same. They're constantly communicating to one another. So we get to communicate with ourselves in an entirely new way. And when we allow ourselves to really feel, then we can reach true states of healing and embodiment, which is embodying our precious vessels in a new way and really embracing ourselves as these human and spiritual beings that we are. So this is going to be an active and embodied practice. Not a quiet, sleepy meditation that you might be used to. It's a little bit more effort required. So just know that if you have any history of, say, psychiatric disorder, heart conditions, seizures, sleep disorders, PTSD, or if you're pregnant, I encourage you to either skip this breath completely and maybe check with your doctor first and come back to it and watch the replay, or just take it very slowly. Trust yourself as your guide. Check in, checking in with yourself. Is this something that feels like it's in alignment for me? And of course, if you have any questions about that, you can talk to your doctor. So I am here to guide you, show you the breath technique. I'll be guiding you throughout the entire experience. So I'll be with you here and also holding you energetically, as Haven shared. I am also a Reiki practitioner, and Reiki is a Japanese spiritual healing energy. So that energy knows no time or space. It can go anywhere I want to direct it to. So I activated Reiki right before this call, and I'll be holding you energetically in that space. But also, since I can't be with you physically, it is important that you self-guide and self-regulate. So that means slowing down if it feels like it's getting too intense for you. That means potentially stopping the breath all completely and breathing normally and just laying there and receiving if it gets to be too intense. So just be your own guide through this experience. And while we're breathing in this way, there's a few things that can happen. So there's going to be new sensations that arise in the body that you may have never felt before. You could get really warm or really cold. You could get tingly. You could feel nauseous or lightheaded or dizzy. All of that is completely normal. So again, if you're really not feeling those sensations and it's too much, you can always slow down. Otherwise, maybe you just lean into them and allow them to be there and ask them, what can I learn from you? You might also get what we affectionately call lobster claw or tetany when your hands cramp up like this, or your lips might cramp up. Just know that that is normal, not dangerous at all. It will go away. There is an explanation for that, and I'm happy to provide that after during the Q&A and go into that a little bit further. But just know that all of the sensations that you feel throughout this experience will eventually go away. They'll eventually dissipate once you come back into your body, once the tension is released. And breathing in this way can also bring up some stuck emotions. So just allow yourself to feel. If you want to cry, you cry. If you want to laugh, you laugh. If you want to yell, you yell. If you want to move your body and get up or dance or hug your knees in your chest, please feel free to express. This is not your ordinary meditation experience. So you don't have to be, frozen here and staying still the whole time, although there is a time and a place for that as well. So letting anything come up and out, and then returning back to that 3-part breath. So with that, let's practice that. Place one hand on, I'm going to move my camera so you can see my body for a moment, but place one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. So the first breath is going to be into your belly and really press your belly out like you're blowing up a balloon. And then a deep breath into your chest. Open mouth, exhale. Everything is through the mouth and you're really breathing deep. So this might be kind of difficult at first if you're used to only breathing from your chest and not your belly. This is allowing us to get into the diaphragm and taking some really deep diaphragmatic breaths here. So deep breath into your belly, fill up, and then inhale, fill up your lungs. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Deep breath in, into the chest, open mouth. So it's going to be just like that. And each breath is connected to the other one. So there's no stopping in between your breaths. Each one is just effortlessly flowing into the next breath. It's circular, it's rhythmic, it's connected. So it might sound something like this. Or it could sound something like this. Both are great, both are right, and you get to find what works for you as long as you're breathing deeply and in and out through the mouth. So we're going to start with a few minutes of just a grounding relaxation to get into the body. We'll be laying down for the practice. Then we'll start the 3-part breath. We'll continue that for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then we'll transition into a few breath holds where I'll ask you to hold your breath. That's completely optional, but just know you can probably hold your breath for a lot longer than you normally would be able to at the end of that. And then we'll finish and drift off with a nice guided meditation. And just remember that, again, if you feel like it's getting too intense, you want to pump the brakes, just slow down your breathing, breathe through your nose. You can always open your eyes. You can always like move around, get grounded if you need to. Otherwise, I encourage you to lean in and like try something that might be a little uncomfortable today. And just remember that you're in control of your experience. So we're going to be laying down for the practice, and I invite you to grab a yoga mat or a blanket. You can also lay down on your bed or a couch, but laying down on the ground is really the best option because you have more freedom to move. So if you end up wanting to move your arms or your legs, you have that freedom. And please, no pillows underneath of the head. You want to keep the airways nice and clear. So you're kind of in a Shavasana. If you're familiar with my yoga classes, you're laying down on your back in Shavasana. And yeah, you can have a water handy for after your practice. All right, I wish I could see you guys, but I'm just going to trust that everyone is ready to rock. So let's get ready to breathe. And if this is your first time doing breath work, I invite you to place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. This just helps you to bring awareness to the parts of your body that you'll really be breathing into, especially if you're not used to doing those really deep belly breaths. So before we get started with the 3-part breath, I'm going to lead us through a guided meditation to get started. So just go ahead and find your breath wherever it lands is perfect. Just noticing where it is in your body. Closing your eyes, and as the outer eyes close, the inner eye opens. The third eye, the space between your eyebrows, your pineal gland, where you're able to see beyond just the physical reality and you're able to see truth, beauty, what is real, what is true. And if you've done breath work before, just go ahead and release all of those past experiences and expectations and take on the beginner's mind, staying present to what's here for you. Bring your awareness to your feet. Imagine there are roots growing out from the bottoms of your feet, rooting down, down, down into the ground, like the roots of a tree, strong and sturdy, rooted into the rich soil, the layers of rock and dirt in the ground, connecting you all the way with the core of the earth, our beautiful Mother Earth, of which we are a part. We are not separate from her. And start to breathe in that fresh revitalization from Mother Earth. So breathing in through the roots, through your feet, up your legs, into your hips, your torso, your shoulders, your face. And then exhaling out any tension. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Taking in deep breaths into your belly. And deep breaths to relax and release any tension. Setting an intention for your practice now. May I be here fully. May I be present. May I give this a try. And just simply planting the seed of your intention. And begin to start the 3-part breath. Place one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly if you're new to breathwork. Breathe into your belly, filling up like a balloon. Breathe into your chest, and then let the exhale fall out of your mouth. Everything is through the mouth. Belly, chest, exhale. Belly, chest, exhale. Belly, chest, exhale. Nice and slow to get started. Nice and slow in the beginning here. Filling up your belly with air, filling up your lungs, and then exhaling it out of the mouth. Keep breathing. I understand the music isn't quite working right now, but we're just going to keep flowing with it. So you can breathe as I figure out the music situation, and just keep breathing deeply. Here we go. Inviting more depth into your breath. Belly, chest, exhale. I'm right here with you. You're so safe. You're so held. Allowing the exhales to release any tension from the body. And remember, there's no pausing at the top or the bottom of your breath. So keep your breath moving. Deepen your inhales and simply allow the exhales to fall out of your mouth. And remember, while journeying with this deep and active breath, you may begin to meet some mental resistance or want to quit, and just know that this is a natural response. Your brain is just trying to protect you from doing something unfamiliar. So just like a workout at the gym, it may be a little difficult at the beginning, but it gets easier as you go. Resistance may come early. That's all a part of this. Just keep breathing deeper. And the only way to know what's on the other side of this is just to keep going, to keep reminding yourself that you are safe, that this is new or different or unfamiliar. And there's ultimately no wrong way to breathe. Just focus on that 3-part breath into your belly, into your chest, and simply allow the exhales to fall out rather than pushing them out. If that cadence or speed doesn't work for you, perhaps there's another speed that works better. So listen to your body. You are your own guide, and you have your foot on the gas and on the brake at all times. You're in complete control of this experience. Belly, chest, exhale. Belly, chest, exhale. Imagine you are the spiritual surfer riding the waves of sensation and emotion. The more you let go, the more you are supported. Notice how you feel. All of these sensations you're feeling, this is your body speaking. Your body speaks through the language of sensation, feeling, sometimes pain or discomfort, sometimes joy, ecstasy, bliss. Keep breathing. Belly, chest, exhale.
Show me where your love resides. Open up my eyes. I wanna be free. Set free. Take me to your skies on high. Open up my mind. I wanna be free. Set free.
Everything you've ever wanted could be on the other side of this exercise. And just know that your body won't give you anything you cannot handle. This is challenging, like most things in life that are worth doing. It's a little challenging, so just be with it. And if at any time you need to let out a sound or a movement, just know that you are free to do so. Stay with your breath. Keep going. You've got this. You've done harder things than lay on your back and breathe. And any ideas you have about what this is supposed to be or any expectations, you can just let all of that go with each exhale, letting go of expectations, letting go of control. There is nothing that this experience is supposed to be. You are breathing, you are alive, you are having your experience, and that is perfect.
Set free.
You're over halfway there. You've got this. Can you be with whatever is here for you now? Say yes to it, affirm it. Be with each and every breath. Be with this breath here. And now this one. Now this one. Every breath that you breathe, breathe it fully. Bring your full attention and awareness to each and every breath of life. As you breathe in the light of existence, breathing in more well-being, more life, more energy. Stay with your breath. We're almost there. If you're feeling a lot of resistance or uncomfortability, just know that you won't be feeling the same thing in just a few minutes. So just be with it. Remember that you are in control and something new is coming. And if you don't like what's here for you now, what are you open to receiving? You are limitless, dear one. And this experience is unfolding, expanding, and there are infinite possibilities. As you breathe in, you are taking in the light of existence, cleansing, purifying, nourishing all aspects of your mind, body, and spirit. And with each out breath, let go, let go, let go of control. Letting go of whoever or whatever you are trying to be, allowing more of who you really are to come forward. When you become aware of your breath as the infinite source of energy, of life, every breath is permission to heal, to feel, to live. Belly, chest, exhale, almost there. Belly, chest, exhale. Go for it. You've got this. Begin to slow your breath, taking slower and deeper breaths. And on the count of 3, I invite you to let out a sound, whether that's a moan, a groan, a yell, a scream, anything that comes through. Full permission to just be you. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Let it go. Come back into the 3-part breath. Belly, chest, exhale. Belly, chest, exhale. Taking deeper, slower breaths, starting to slow down our journey together. Shifting into a simple inhale through the mouth. Exhale out of your mouth. So shifting away from the 3-part breath and into more regular breathing, big breaths in through the mouth, out through the mouth. Staying present with any emotions, allowing everything that wants to come through to be here now. Everything is allowed. Now let's all just take a deep breath in. Exhale and let it go, and hold your breath at the bottom of the exhale. Hold your breath at the bottom. You have plenty of oxygen to hold your breath here. And if you need to breathe in at any time, you can do so. Otherwise, I invite you to stay here. Relax your shoulders, relax your chest. You have everything you need. There's nowhere else to be. And now invite you to take a breath in and hold your breath at the top of the inhale. Hold it here, pressurize your lungs, bring your awareness to your third eye, the space between your eyebrows. Again, if you need to exhale at any time, please do so. Now exhale, let it all go, sinking deeper into the support of the earth beneath you. Just be here now in this presence. Feeling your body fill with light. Feeling into your limitless potential. How powerful you are when you can harness the power of your breath. Be here now. Bring your awareness to your heart space. Breathe into your heart. And with each exhale, imagine that you're blowing up a bubble around your heart, a bubble of golden light. Breathing into your heart, and breathing out of your heart. Just like you're blowing a bubble or blowing up a bubble gum. Golden light around your heart. And it begins to expand with each exhale. And this golden light expands to encompass your entire body, your whole body filled with golden healing light. And as you exhale, this bubble continues to grow to encompass your entire space. And this bubble continues to grow with each exhale to encompass your entire home, the building that you're in, and every other creature, human, animal, plant, object, everything in it, surrounded by the love from your heart. As you exhale, the love and the golden bubble continues to grow, expanding around your entire city, your whole town, from your favorite coffee shop to grocery store to your work, everyone and everything encompassed with your love. As you continue to breathe, blowing up this sacred bubble of golden healing light, as it now encompasses your entire state. And it continues to grow to encompass your entire country. As each of us here together on this call from different states or maybe different countries, filling the planet with our love. See the entire earth covered in golden love. This is how we heal. This is how we move forward. Healing ourselves first and sharing that love with our loved ones. Praying for our dear planet. Praying for one another. Most importantly, praying for those whom we do not understand. Praying for those whom it's difficult to have compassion for. For we're all one on this earth, each unique expressions, unique emanations of the one source. Bringing that love back into your own heart, seeing this golden bubble of light coming back into your country, your state, your city, your building, your home, or wherever you are, back into your body, into your heart, remembering that the love that encompassed the whole planet started with your own beautiful heart. Breathe into that. You're so loved. You're so cherished. Love never left you because you are love. Place your hands somewhere on your body, over your heart space or over your low belly. And just feel the connection of your own touch, of your own loving embrace, grounding you back into your body in this time-space reality. Feel the weight of your body on the ground beneath you. Deepen your breath. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And gently roll over to your side. hugging yourself, holding and cradling yourself like a little child, giving yourself so much love and compassion. Thinking back to the experience that you just had and choosing what it is that you'd like to take with you on the rest of your day, on the rest of your life journey. Perhaps there was some new information that came through. Or maybe you just want to anchor in this feeling. And whenever you're ready, you can come up to a seated position, placing your hands over your heart and just nourishing yourself, loving yourself. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it all go. And by the power of 3, a holy trinity, it is done, it is done, it is done, and so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So the communication, the language part of our brain is often very quiet during breath work. So words can be hard sometimes. I encourage you to journal. You can write out, or you can even draw pictures of anything that came through for you. And just know that this can be a very emotionally intense or physically intense experience. That is normal. That's all a part of this. So how can you lean into the discomfort of something new and unfamiliar and learn to hold yourself in a whole new way? And know that you don't have to do anything alone. So if you are having something really coming up, please reach out for support, whether that be to a loved one, family, a friend, a mentor, a coach. You can reach out to me as well. So I'm here for you. And we do have the next 15 minutes or so together to take some questions, but I just encourage you to drink a lot of water, get super grounded before you head off the Zoom, like really feel your body. What can help for grounding is just placing your bare feet in the earth. Even if it's cold outside, just do it for 30 seconds, like placing your bare feet down on the ground, eating some really warm, nourishing foods, hugging a pet or a human or just yourself. And yeah, just take really good care of yourself tonight. Try to clear your schedule if you can. Breath work can be a lot. So this concludes our experience, and I just hope that you continue to experience more breath work, keep leaning into this. I'd love to hear from you on how this was for you. You can reach out to me on Instagram. I think Haven already put my handle in the chat box. And yeah, I would love to open it up to some questions. If you have any questions you'd like about what came up for you, if anything felt really weird and you're like, I don't know if that's normal. Yeah, I'm here for you. So thank you. Okay, I see one question. How did you get started with breathwork? Awesome, great question. I have been practicing yoga for about 11 years, and in yoga, we call it pranayama, prana is life force energy. Yama is like a way or a technique or a movement or placement. So pranayama is like a way of moving your life force in your body, which is exactly what we did today through breath work of connecting with your breath in a new way. So I moved from Maryland out to LA a few years ago. I'm in San Diego now, but I was living in LA, and there's a lot of crazy, awesome healing modalities out there. And I was so curious. I wanted to try everything. And one of my coaches that I was working with at the time, she also was facilitating breath work and invited me into one of her breath work experiences similar to this, but it was in person. And After practicing yoga, I felt like I kind of wanted like a next level experience that I could also take with me on my yoga mat. So breathwork was a natural, marriage of the two, where I really felt like I could express myself in a whole new way. With breathwork, you can yell, you can scream, you can cry, you can get up and move. There's not too many yoga classes, except for mine, where that's acceptable and that's okay, right? To like have one of those huge emotional releases, or a place where you really can just express and feel into your humanness, because being a human is messy. It is painful, it is joyful, it is everything. So breathwork is all about like really connecting with your humanness and being whatever you need to be in any moment. Why is the breathing only through the mouth? Great question. So there's a difference between using your nose for breathing versus using your mouth. Technically, on a day-to-day level, you would want to breathe through your nose because we have these natural filters that filter out all of the stuff from the air. So allergens, bacteria, all that good stuff. We have this natural, beautiful filter. So when you're breathing normally throughout your day, the nose breathing is preferred. It's not like right or wrong, but it is preferred from a breathing point of view. So the reason why we use the mouth during our practice is because we're opening up the airways in an entirely new way that allows us to access that non-ordinary state of consciousness that you typically wouldn't be able to receive in your normal day-to-day breathing. Now, granted, you can do the 3-part breath through the nose. So you can absolutely do this breath technique. Or but I know for me, even when my nose is like the tiniest little bit stuffy, it can feel like harder. It's like almost like more of an effort, and the breath gets kind of stuck. So if you even want to practice with me right now, you can feel how different that is in your body, right? Whereas when you're breathing through the mouth, it's a little bit more of like a free flowing of air to make that circular breathing. There's a whole science behind it, but I'm not going to go into that right now because I don't think we have enough time. Okay. Do you ever yawn hard when you do the breathing techniques? Yes. I have been practicing for almost 7 years now, and I always do with heavy breath exercises. Awesome, Leah. So glad you've been practicing for 7 years. Like, you probably have so much wisdom to share on this as well. And thank you for asking that question. I love talking about yawning. Yawning is such a gift. One, it's our body's way of sending oxygen to the brain so we can think more clearly, have more focus, have more energy. It's also our way of relaxing the jaw. So often we hold a lot of tension in our neck and jaw. So if you have like TMJ, or you grind your teeth at night, or if you just have a lot of neck pain, you're probably holding a lot of tension in your jaw. So when you yawn, do it right now. Just open your mouth. You can feel that tension start to release, and it feels really good. So the body has this beautiful intelligence of giving you exactly what you need. Also, when you relax your mouth and you release tension from like around your chin and your neck, and you open up your throat chakra energetically, you can also open up your root and sacral chakra because they're so connected. So for example, when you flutter your lips like that, that's a really great way to release that tension. You're also releasing the tension in your pelvic floor. So we also hold a lot of tension there. We're like constantly clenching and like in this like overdrive, overactive sympathetic nervous system clenching, trying to control, and that can create more stress in the body. So breath work is all about regulating the nervous system. And yawning is a beautiful way of doing that. And if you've ever done or experimented with any sort of, well, we won't go into that, but there are other ways to open up spiritually. And if you yawn a lot, it can also mean that you're opening up to receive spiritual guidance and wisdom, because you're in a very relaxed place, a very relaxed state of mind. What is the purpose of holding the breath? The breath holds. Yeah. So the breath retentions at the end. One, they just feel awesome because you're just like in this blissful like state of, I have everything I need. I'm not breathing. It's just like, it's like a 0 point field of just like vast awareness, right? Like you're not needing anything and you're not letting go. You're just simply present. So from the more like energetic spiritual side of things, that's why I use breath holds in my experiences. But from a more physiological level, what you're doing is the CO2 in your body is building up. So that is what is going to trigger you to want to take a breath. Before any sort of passing out or hyperventilating can happen, your body's naturally going to want to take that breath. So you don't have to worry about that with the breath holds. And as that CO2 begins to build, you're increasing your CO2 tolerance essentially. So if you want to like spend more time holding your breath underwater, also from a day-to-day perspective, like we breathe from basically our neck up. Like we're not using our bellies and our diaphragmatic breaths. If we were, the world would be a very different place. So usually throughout the day, we're just breathing in the lungs and we're not using nearly our entire lung capacity. We're using a small percentage of it. So when we're breathing that way, if we have shallow breathing or we're not breathing deeply enough, then we can go into that sympathetic, more stress response, the fight or flight. Whereas breath holds, increasing our CO2 tolerance and breathing deeply in the diaphragm can help to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is our rest and digest. And that allows us to have more calm, peace that we all want, right? So when you really learn to access your breath in a way that allows you to access the parasympathetic nervous system, you can regulate your nervous system, and that helps to regulate everything else in your body. Okay, let's see. Should you do any other activities / exercise after a breathwork session like yoga, or should this be considered all for the day? Oh yeah, you can totally do yoga after this. You'll actually find that you'll be able to take in more air when you're practicing, or even if you're working out. If you're a runner, if you work out, breath work is incredible for athletes because you really learn how to use your breath in the right way. Anything that requires you to breathe heavily or breathe a lot in a short amount of time, breath work is like your number one. That's like your foundation, right? You have to build that foundation for the stamina and the endurance to increase. So you can absolutely do yoga. That sounds like a wonderful idea. Okay, when you get anxious or go to panic, is this breath technique helpful? No. Great question, Barbara. When you are already in an anxious, like panic mode, then you don't want to, so you're in the sympathetic nervous system is activated, right? So you want to go deeply into parasympathetic. And the quickest way to do that is by breathing into your belly and making your exhales longer than your inhales. The 3-part breath that we did can activate the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. It's like a dance between both, a dance between the activation and the relaxation, which is why I love it so much, because you get to play with your edges. Now, if you already are feeling anxious, you're already in a spin, you're already breathing like shallowly, or sometimes not at all. Sometimes the breath is like barely there. Breathe right into your belly. Just put your hands over your belly, fill it up like a balloon, and let it out of the belly. And really extend the exhales. So the exhales are a great way to gauge where you're at. If your exhales are longer than your inhales, that means a longer count. So say you breathe in for 3 seconds, exhale for 5 seconds. That's a great way to bring yourself back to that more peaceful, calm state of mind. And you can do that when you're, at work, you're working from home on your computer and you feel triggered or something, you just come back into your breath, lengthen your inhales, lengthen your exhales, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Always coming back to the belly, relaxing that belly. We're taught to like suck it in and hold it tight and, no, throw that out the window. You get to relax. How would you suggest to continue to work with this breathwork technique for beginners as a practice? Yeah, just keep practicing this exact thing that we did today. You can watch the replay. I think Haven and the USC team are going to send out the replay. And I also have a special gift. If you stay till the end, you'll get the link to my free breathwork experience, which is 40 minutes long, a little bit longer than what we did today. And you'll get to download that for free. And you can practice this whenever you want. So it has music, it has a breath track, it has my voice. Like you have this full experience in that free 40-minute session. Yeah, and then also Insight Timer is a great resource for Insight Timer is a free app you can download on your phone, and it has free breathwork and free meditation. I'm also an Insight Timer, so you can look me up there as well. How often do you recommend doing breathwork sessions like this? You can do it every day if you want. It's breathing, but just understand that if you are processing a lot, if a lot's coming up for you, like emotionally, or some old memories or trauma, definitely get support with that. Reach out to me or reach out to another coach or healer or therapist, someone that can help you integrate what's coming up, because this can bring up a lot. But otherwise, practice every day. I practice every day, not always a whole long session like this, but usually it's anywhere from a 5 to 50-minute breathwork session. And it just helps me feel more present, relaxed, easeful, trusting. I feel more connected to my body and to my heart. So you can absolutely practice every day. And if you don't have time every day, maybe start with once a week. All right, last 2 minutes, get your questions in. If you have any questions or even comments or compliments, I'll take those too. Whatever you'd like to share. I'm here for the next couple minutes.
All right, it looks like that might be all the questions. If you have any last minute burning questions, type those in. But thanks everyone for joining today. And thank you, Sarah, for an awesome session. Let me go ahead and share that link with you all again to download the free breath work. So that is in the chat. Make sure you open that up before we close out today. And like Sarah said, we will be sending out the recording of today's session in a survey email as well. So be on the lookout for that in your inbox within the next few days. All righty. Thanks, y'all. Have a good evening.
Thank you so much.